What is going on, Glenn? I'm going to show you how to get every trophy in the Callisto protocol. That's right, a nice, short, edited down video for convenience. All of the trophies, including an exploit to get the difficulty trophy for playing on the hardest difficulty. And if that does ever get patched, I'll update it in the pinned comment below. You can play on any difficulty you like if you are going to do the exploit. But before you do get started, I'd make sure that that hasn't been patched in the pinned comment below, just so you don't waste your time and have to do another playthrough. Because at the moment of this guide, there is no new game plus or chapter select at this point in time when this video goes live, so just be aware of that. Other than that, guys, let's get the platinum together, have a bit of fun, and most importantly, if you're new around here, thankfully, Chapter 1 only has one collectible. Right when you first gain control of the main character, you can go into the room to the left of the cockpit, and then you can find the first collectible. Jacob Lee, Jacob's Job collectible. Jesus Christ, say that 5 times fast. Now, there have been reports of some collectibles dodging out, so I do recommend whenever you grab one, or at least at the end of every chapter, just to look into your BIOS. Make sure you did get the collectible. If it's blacked out, it didn't work. So constantly manually save and you'll be fine. Now your first kind of miscellaneous trophy, which you should just get by playing the game normally, it's going to be for dodging 5 times perfectly. When you dodge perfectly, it's going to go in slow-mo. You should just get that one pretty easily. Now in Chapter 2, our next collectible here is going to be when you're on the objective, find the weapons lockup. And in this room where the operation is taking place, you'll find it on the crate over here. A little bit later in Chapter 2, you're going to come through this area and then find an open cell. You'll know you're in the right spot because everything will be on fire. And you can find Elias Porter's collectible. Now, later on in Chapter 2, you're going to have a little bit of a scene here with that guy that locked us in prison in the first place. And after the cutscene, you can just come over to his desk and then grab the collectibles. Alright, our next miscellaneous trophy that you want to keep an eye out for is just You Need a Gun. Now that's for upgrading one weapon completely to max. You can also just get the trophy once you have enough credits and then load your save so you don't have to use anything. Then later on in Chapter 3, you're going to be on this quest here. You can see on the top where our objective is. Now for this one, you do have to actually go up to the door just to trigger the scene, or trigger that dialogue rather. And then you can head back to where you jumped down initially from that little crawl space. You're going to find a guard on the floor. Just interact with him to harvest the implant, and that's going to be the collectible that we need for this part. Now further on in Chapter 3, we're going to head through that door that was initially locked. You're going to see it's now open. And what you want to do is make your way just down the same path until you get to this doorway here. You're going to see B2, Laundry, and it's right across from the B3. So go into B2. Make your way all the way through this laundromat type area. And at the very end, you're going to find the office. Now, once you go in the office here, you're going to find the guard. You can then go ahead and harvest the implant for another collectible. Again, just periodically check that these are counting for you just so you don't have to replay anything. Now you'll be going through the B3 area that we saw earlier. So go into B3. We're going to get to our secret room, which is another part required for a trophy. You want to open up this shiv door. And then you're going to find a crawl space over here to the right. Make your way through the crawl space. Once you get to the other side, all you do is keep running down. Going down the stairs until you find a hole and then dropping down the hole. And then you're going to find the secret room 1. Now, we need to find secret room 2 as well for a trophy, and both of these rooms have a collectible in them anyways. So you're kind of feeding 2 birds with 1 stone. So once you enter in here, that'll be 1 secret room out of 2. And then at the very back, you are going to find the collectible. This should be our 7th one. And we're almost getting through Chapter 3 here. After that, you make your way back through the story until you get to this door that you start opening with a little QuickTime event. And then all you do is walk down the path a bit. You're going to find a doctor on the ground. Go ahead and harvest the implant for another collectible. After that, you're going to come to this area where they have some little ornaments hanging from the ceiling. Don't do that. But shortly after the first batch of them, you will find this body on the ground. Go ahead and harvest him for another collectible. Okay, further on in the chapter, we have quite a big area here. There's some miscellaneous trophies we can get as well. You'll know you're in the right area because of the giant fans. But if you come around the back side here, you're going to find the body that we need to harvest. And then from that body, if you make your way over here and then climb up on this ledge, this is where we're going to get some miscellaneous trophies. Now, whenever you press options, you can actually hit restart checkpoint, and then this is a good way to farm some of these trophies, just so you can knock them out and make sure you have them done. Now, Workplace Hazard is a trophy we get for just chucking one of these dudes into the spikes or any kind of environmental damage, which I'm struggling to do here. Chew them up is for doing it 10 times, and then Get a Grip is for just grabbing them 25 times. So you can just farm it now if you want, or just kind of keep an eye on it throughout the game. So depending on what you choose, doesn't matter. Just restart the checkpoint, and you do want to get this trophy here because it's one of the easier places to do it. We basically have to throw him against a wall that isn't spiked, because we need the last hit to kill him, and it needs to be from our melee weapon. So essentially you need to throw him against the flat surface wall here, and then that last hit there that I just did needs to be the melee hit, and it needs to kill him. If you did that correctly, you'll get the in striking distance trophy. Might take a few tries, but you can just hit restart checkpoint. After you get that trophy, you'll make your way to this part here where you have to restore the power. But when you climb up this area, you can then find a body up here where we can grab another collectible. So go ahead and harvest him. After that, we'll keep making our way through this chapter. You'll be at a part here where you have to exit the cell with a shiv. But before doing that, if you turn around, you're going to find Dani Nakamura's collectible here. So quickly grab that, and then you can make your way out of the cell. Next up, we've got another trophy here that we can grab in Chapter 3. You're going to come through this area here. You're going to see this dude over here on the side. Optimus Prime looking motherfucker. All you need to do is take him out for a trophy. He's one of the easier ones because he's early on. Just shoot him a few times in the head. And then so long, Cybertron, you get Terminated trophy and you're done with Chapter 3. Now moving on to Chapter 4, our first collectible is going to be after we get through this part here. It's going to say follow the red pipe for your objective. You'll see this purification doorway. And you actually just want to climb on this box, and then you'll find it on this crate up here. So you can see the Purification B H207 door, and then you can drop down immediately. And from that door, there's actually a crawl space. So make your way through there. It's going to take you to an open kind of area here with some infected. Yeah, so you got to be careful. You can see him sneaking in the background there. My sneaky hobbits is looking ass. So toss his ass into a volcano and go ahead and make your way over to this doorway. It's just near that hall. It's going to be locked, but you'll see the gate fuse. And the collectible's actually just on the body in the corner. Don't judge me for that one, guys, please. We're having fun, right? Next up, we're going to go to the Axis Hall. You're going to see it here. We've put a fuse in the door to open it. We're going to head down the hallway here. You will see a door as you're going down this hallway. Just ignore this door. We're going to go past it. We're going to make our way to the very end. You'll know you're in the right spot as well because it'll be a fuse door. Go ahead and open that. You'll come to an area after a linear hallway that requires a fuse. Rip the fuse out of that unit and then put it into this one. You'll go through a doorway here with some decontamination thing. And then once you make your way inside, after you loot the lockers there, you can then come around the side. You'll see this little operating room. And you'll find it on the floor by this body. Alright, so the next one is story related. You're going to meet a new type of infected, and you'll see the guard just chilling in the chair. Go ahead and harvest him, and you'll get your next collectible. Immediately after that, you're going to get another story related one. You can see there, we're going to climb on the box from that reference point. We're going to climb up and through the crawl space. And once you drop into the crawl space, this one has been known to be really glitchy. And look, we don't like glitchy shit, right? Nobody fucks with that. So what I'm going to have you do is go ahead and harvest him. Grab the collectible. Open up your BIOS menu just by pressing again up on the D-pad. And then R1. Make sure you have it. If you don't have it highlighted, it should be the Sergeant Bill Pekelo. Or Pekelo. He's like Namekian or some shit. If it's not highlighted, go ahead and hit options, load game, and load the autosave right before picking it up. Try again until it does register. And then move on to this area here. It's the botanical recycling area. You'll come down a very long hallway, see a spike trap at the end on the wall. Then you want to go up a little staircase, go to the left here, you're going to see a chest. That'll be a good reference point, so that way you know you're in the right spot. Pop a Yui, go through the pipes, and you're going to find a body here. And next to that body is, you fucking slug piece of shit. I mean, there's a collectible here on the crate next to the body. So go ahead and grab that for more progress towards our trophy. Now later on, you'll fight like 50 Smeagol's and an Optimus Prime. All you want to do is go to Utility H630. Once you enter this area here, to the left, you're going to see another shiv door. Open that up, you'll come into this room here, and you bet your sweet ass it's fucking full of infected. So take them out, and then at the very, very back of this room, where you took them all out from, is going to be our collectible. Let's get that shit. That is also our last collectible of Chapter 4, so we're going to move on to Chapter 5. Now right off the bat, you're going to open this big gate. And you're going to see this doorway there to the right, just so you know where you're kind of at. Go past the tractor into this doorway at the very back. And on the left, you're going to see a shelf with the collectible on it. After that, you're going to have a story-related one where a worker is trapped. Eventually, that door will open. Then you'll just have to kill the infected. And then, that guy's death was not in vain, because now we can harvest him for a collectible, which means a trophy. So he died for our trophies. After that, you're going to head to an area where you have to find a way through tunnels. It might be easy to get lost here, so you can see the rubble that's kind of blocking the way. You're going to see an arrow that says this way. Go down and then right. Go around here through this little crawl space. The game is very linear, so you should be able to follow where I'm at. You'll see this spot here with block staircase. And from that crawl space we exited out of is technically left of there. But you can kind of see the reference point there. When you make it to this back room, there's a desk with the collectible on it. Once you're at this part, you'll have a little cutscene with Dani. Then you can run up the stairs, head through the doorway. And at the back of this room here with all these little tables is going to be another collectible. So grab that one. Make sure you don't miss it. And then you will eventually be on an objective to explore the power station. You're going to see prisoner transfer door here. You actually get locked in this room and you have to kill some infected. And it's just on this body here. I actually don't think you can miss this one because I think it triggers the infected. I also ran into a glitch here where, yeah, I killed all like 4 or 5 infected and the room stayed locked. So if that happens to you, you're going to have to hit retry checkpoint. After that, keep making your way through this snowy area. You're going to have to be on the mission follow Dani or find Dani. And then you'll head back through your crashed spaceship. A good reference point for this collectible is when you go in the room, you'll see these fucking terrible drawings. Like, Jesus, dude, that's some kid. But you'll find a collectible right next to those. A bit after that part, you'll squeeze through a hangar door, and you'll find this kind of Range Rover in the background. It's like a Nissan Maximus or something like that. If you just head inside to the back, you're going to find our next body, which is going to be a collectible. That's for our boy here, Sergeant Scott DeVitney Erection. I don't know if I said his name correctly. A bit later, you're going to come across a lot of these defective robots. And you'll make your way through this area here on the right side, just hugging against the wall. And near this dead body by the crate will be another collectible. Now for the next collectible, you're going to come across another new infected type. And you're also going to get to a new collectible. So what you want to do is make your way through this area here. You'll see the infected kind of walking off. All you want to do is drop down, and you're going to see a workbench or a shelf over here to the right. And that's where our collectible is going to be. Now you can get a miscellaneous trophy here, or just if you see more of the blind enemies in general. Like, I wouldn't really recommend getting it here. I only did it because look guys, I'm going to say it. I'm not very bright. Like, look at me, man. I'm really poking the bear here. But all you have to do is just get 5 stealth kills from behind on these guys, and you'll get the Giving Back trophy. You see quite a lot of them from this point onwards in the game, so you can either choose to farm it here and just restart checkpoint, or just play the game normally, which I really recommend, and you can find better opportunities to get that. Now for our next collectible, you're going to come through this doorway here. This is actually a really good area to get that trophy as well, because there's quite a few in this hallway. So either way, make sure you get that miscellaneous trophy at some point and then continue through and you'll find this collectible at the back. We are on our 30th collectible. So as you come around this area here, you're going to see a tunnel with a light in front. All you want to do is head all the way to the very end. And then once you get to the very end, you're going to find the body on the right side of the wall. Go ahead and harvest it for our 30th collectible. We're getting really close to the end, guys, so stay pumped. Alright, for our next one, it's a little bit of a walk, but we're going to get our last secret room for a trophy, and we're going to get a collectible. So eventually you're going to come to this area here with the ladder. You can't miss it. And then as a reference point, you can see the sign there for the power reactor, but instead of going there, we're going to go through this little crack in the wall. Make your way all the way through. There is going to be some blind enemies. There's like 2, I think, so just be ready for them. And then once you make your way around this little corner here, you can squeeze past the door. And then the trophy should pop as you come in here. And this son of a bitch is going to grab you, but then you can grab the collectible afterwards. You can give them a nice little curb stomp there, or you can even curb stomp that like button, because we're almost to the end of the guide. Alright guys, after that, you will have a boss fight, and you'll eventually come to this area here. This is right before we go on to chapter 7. Before opening that door there, you'll just find the body right here down by the stairs. Don't go through the door yet. Make sure you grab that, and then you can finally go through the door to start chapter 7. Now, thankfully, right off the bat in chapter 7, you're going to run down the stairs and head left, and you're going to find a body right here. So thankfully, those 2 collectibles are right next to each other. It's like you got to feed 2 birds with one. Stop saying that. Now, a bit later on, you're going to come to this scene here where you're looking up at that light tower. But if you make your way into this kind of sideways building, and then on the shelf over here is going to be another collectible. After that, you're going to have this part here where you open up that gate. Then you have a ladder that you climb up, and there is going to be some infected here. Just be ready to take them out. After you killed them all, you can head up the ladder. Just go right. You're going to see a door that says unlocked. This is the one you want to open. Now you're going to find another new infected. This one is called Giga Chad, because even though he's the enemy, he's going to let us grab the collectible. So a round of applause for him. He's a real one. He's our boy. End of the day, though, he is still our enemy, so we're going to take him out. But make sure you get that collectible in front of him. So after you grab that collectible, you'll be back to where we climbed that ladder. This time you'll be able to open up this elevator door. We're going to ride the elevator to the top, and behold, we get greeted with a collectible right at the top. So ride the elevator and then take that collectible. For the next one, you're going to see this area here with signs that say elevator or Hightown. You want to go up to the very top where it says Hightown, and then you're going to see another sign that says bathroom or rooftop. And from that point, you just want to go right into this building here, and you will find the dead body with the collectible on it. God, we are so close, guys. Alright, later on you're going to have this part where you enter and put this fuse. There's going to be a reforge station where you can print weapons and stuff like that, but to the left of it is going to be a collectible. Now for this next one, it's going to be quite some time later into the chapter. You'll have a cutscene with Dani again and then get off of this moving platform, and to the right on this box is going to be our collectible. Now even further on, you're going to see this surveillance room, 8330. You just want to go through here, climb up the stairs. You're going to head all the way left to the back here. You're going to see a sneaky boy behind the gate. Now he's played a bit too much Among Us because he's going to vent. Grab the collectible and then just get ready for him. Otherwise he's going to take you, man. He's going to take you to the bone zone. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to the bone zone. The next collectible is in this asylum type area. You're going to go through a crawl space and drop down. You can see left there's a locked door. And then to the right, there's a spike trap on the wall, but there's also a staircase. Now, after clearing the infected here, which I recommend using that spike wall, you can then go to the staircase up top and grab our collectible. Now, the trophy for the collectibles is going to pop right here. You'll come through this area with the security doors that open up for you. And then it's all very linear. It's where you have to go for the main story. You'll go through this door here, and in this hallway, you can see the collectible on the right side. Now, the trophy will pop here if you've been following along and getting all of the collectibles. You'll get the Grim Reaper trophy. However, I'm still going to show you where the last one is because that's just how we do it around here. You'll come to this area here with these kind of display cases. A lot of weird freaky shit going on. But to the left on the desk from those display cases will be our last collectible. Now at the start of the video I said it was an all-in-one, and I plan to stick by my word. So that's right, there is a photo mode trophy, make sure you do it. And again, a quick reminder to upgrade a weapon to max and then reload your save if you want as well, if you haven't done that. So now I'm going to show you the glitch to get the trophy for beating it on the hardest difficulty. Now, I played it on hard, so I wasn't able to do the glitch, but I had my wife record it on her PS5. So what you do is, in this last scene after you kill the final boss, while you're running, all you do is switch it to maximum difficulty, so maximum security. And that's it. Switch it to maximum security, and then all you have to do, I do make a manual save, you don't need to, but I just tend to make a shit ton of saves. It's like OCD or something. Just go ahead, finish the story, go through the credits. You're going to get the trophy for beating the game, but you'll notice you don't get it for beating the maximum difficulty. That's because we have to do it again. So what I recommend doing is closing your game because it's a bit inconsistent, and I find it to be more consistent if you close your game completely. Then you just want to relaunch the game. This works on all platforms apparently as well. You're going to find the autosave, or if you created a manual save, you can load that as well. But find the one that says maximum security, go through the ending scene or sequence again, watch the credits, and then it should pop. If it still doesn't, just close the game, try again. Sometimes people have said they've had to try multiple times. We got it to work right away, so hopefully it works for you guys. Other than that, guys, we are at the end. It has been a hell of a journey. I do want to thank you guys for coming on the ride with me. We had a good journey. We got the platinum together, and ultimately, we're done. We finished Callisto Protocol. Other than that, guys, I want you to leave a like on the video. Please help me out with the algorithm. And if you are one of my real ones who made it all the way to the end of the video, why don't you leave a comment below that says, Giga Chad Zombie. Other than that, guys, thank you again for watching. As always, a massive, massive shout out to my Patreon supporters. And if you'd like to see my journey through the platinum, you can click the video on screen to check that out now. Thank you, guys.
You